Dog's name change rant? What? Oh, what I said to Snake? That wasn't really a rant, was it? Are we starting a new game? Yeah, you have to. You have no choice if you want to see the story again. Oh no. Virtual currency. Konami. Oh, oh no. No, no, no. You have to be very careful here, if I remember correctly. If you spam X here, something horrible will happen. It'll send you into ground zeros. I think that's it. So let's just take our time here. That's it. All right, let's do it, man. The fan favorite. Everyone's secret favorite game. Especially DRK's.
Mayday! Mayday! Controls unresponsive. Tower, do you read? Shit. Comms are down.
If we look left straight away, we can see someone behind the curtain. And he jumps into the bed.
He said I was his friend, which came as some surprise. I spoke into his eyes. I thought you died alone a long, long time ago. Oh no.
Yeah, I will risk it with the DMCA's. I have yet to get a copyright strike on my channel, so fuck it. Let's take a risk.
I
Kits. They destroyed my controller. I can't move. With Kojima's open world.
Que tak chcemy?
V has come to.
V has come too.
Okay, before we get into it, let me just check my options. Display, let's turn all this crap off. Language select. Foreign only. No, we'll turn all the subtitles on. Turn the score off. Records off. Markers off. Leave the reticle on. Enemy presence off. Damage direction off. Action icon. Leave that on. Weapon icons off. Game settings. Chicken hat off. I really wish you could choose permanently off instead of you die a couple of times and then, hey, you want to be a chicken? No, fuck off. Reflex off, yes. Sound, sorry, Donna Burke, you're gonna have to fuck off. Thank you. I think we're good. I like Donna Burke, by the way. Just don't like hearing her voice every 2 seconds in gameplay.
Ακούεις με? Ακούεις με? Can you hear me? Are you having difficulty speaking? Can you move your head?
This asshole.
Just nod if you can hear me. Look up, please. Please follow my instructions. Look up. You can hear me. Yes? Please follow my instructions.
February. February. Oh.
Look.
Okay, you fucking asshole.
Very good. How do you feel now? Can you speak? What is your name? When were you born? Can you recall?
Ooh, okay. I'm not sure what I want to name this character. Mm. Other guy? That guy? Um... Sober Kiefer. Phantom guy. Mm. Turd Tucker. Some you guys are incredibly creative, I have to say, with these names. AJ, a Panese man. Nobody'll get that. That's too esoteric. Although, fuck it. Nope. Okay. Okay. For those of you that don't get the joke, there was a guy who came into my chat once. His name was a Japanese man, but I misread his name and I called him AJ, a Panese man. I just glanced at his name and I saw the first two letters. It was all written in lowercase, so you know I actually had to do some work to break apart the words. I just glanced at the chat. Oh, AJ, what is it? AJ, a Panese man. So yeah, let's go with AJ, a Panese man. Wait, hold on. Let's. No. Ah, they won't let me. Okay. So if we want to get the birthday scene, I guess I'll go for the 29th. We'll probably get it in the early game. But yeah, whatever, who cares?
Good. Now then. Please try to relax. There is plenty of time. I need to tell you something. Please listen and try not to panic. You've been in a coma for quite some time. Yes, I know. You would like to know how long. I'm afraid it's been 9 years. Damn it! Nosocoma! Nurse! Calm down. Calm down. Try not to panic. Wait a second. Try not to panic. You'll be all right. There now. Just rest.
How do you feel?
From the wreckage, but have stated that the reason for the crash was an as yet inexplicable fire in mid-flight. The search has ended with a confirmed death toll of 94 and another 30.
It's been 1 week since you came to. Now, let's try getting you out of that bed.
Appears to have been the withdrawal
Nurse.
of Soviet army's fort, and sources suggest this may be part of a cover-up orchestrated by
Don't worry. You've lost some strength, but we've been maintaining your muscle mass through massages, CPM therapy, and EMS.
multiple NATO countries have
Now, I need to explain something to you, but you mustn't be alarmed.
they note that their own citizens were among
9 years ago, you were injured in an explosion. Upon examination, we discovered 108 foreign bodies embedded within you. In addition to shrapnel, we also found fragments of human bone and human teeth. Most of it was removed, but some of the fragments still remain. They are located near your heart and in your skull. Look at this. The fragments are lodged deep within your cerebral cortex. We couldn't give you an MRI, the metal, you see. But even if we were to extract it, you would most likely suffer a brain hemorrhage. Mental and physical impairment are unavoidable. However, your current status is not life-threatening. One more thing. This X-ray is of your upper body. You better look now. Best to understand your situation sooner than later. I know it's difficult, but please look down. It's best to see with your own eyes. Be brave. Nosocoma, Grigor! Try to calm down! Calm down! Please! Calm down! It's gonna be okay! Yes! Calm down! Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Έλυνε σε κατάσταση πλαστική εγχείρηση.
Κάποιος ήδη γνωρίζει ότι έχει ξυπνήσει. Διατρέχει μεγάλο κίνημα. Πρέπει να ενεργήσουμε άμεσα. Το πιστεύω.
It's true. There are those who wish you would never woken up. You should be dead, but you're not. The wheels are in motion. Your enemies are everywhere. We must alter your appearance immediately. Otherwise, I fear you won't leave this place alive. It's a wide open world up there, so there's something we need to take care of first.
It's me.
I'm going to change your
I'm
appearance.
Big Boss.
We have no other choice. What you look like, however,
And now I get to create myself. Let me see. What are we gonna go for? Let's go bald. Whatever, some random eyebrows. Yeah. Just go random. Yeah, I like that. That's a bit of a vibe. Yeah, let's get those eyes far apart. That looks good to me, I think. I think we're on to something here. Eye slant. I preferred it the way it was. Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Nose, prominence. I definitely want a prominent nose, I think. Or... yeah, wide nose. Nasal tip. Ooh, okay, I think we're on to something here. Nostril width, yeah. uh, yes, yes. Happy? Sad. Happy? Sad. Oof. Oof, yeah. Yeah. Now we're looking pretty. Damn, he is looking pretty fucked up. He's seen some shit. Yeah, I think I'm happy with that. Maybe we'll give him a hairstyle. What do you think, chat? Bald or hair? Yeah, I think we'll leave it at that. I'm happy with this creation, I think. I'm happy with that. Oh my god.
Very good. Now let's remove these bandages. Your face has healed nicely. To tell you the truth, these bandages were more for your protection. To hide you from those who want you dead. As of today, your name is Ahab. Forget everything. Your name, your past.
What's that? What's that written on the back there?
This is you, as you've lived until this day. Tomorrow, it becomes a phantom.
Not yet. The patient in the next bed saw my face. Of course. Consider it done.
Okay, have time to go.
What happened to the woman?
The woman? We gave her a light. She took the short way down.
Who are you?
Who am I? You're talking to yourself. Been watching over you for 9 years. You can call me Ishmael.
What the hell is going on?
Well, the good news is, you're in the land of the living. Bad news? The whole world wants you dead. On your feet, soldier. The whole place is coming down. Need a little pick-me-up? Okay. Here. Nothing like a little digoxin to get you back in the game. Come on!
Ugh! Ugh!
Drug's not working.
All right, here we are. Look at how many flowers he gets compared to me. Unbelievable. 2 shitty flowers. Hey, what's up, Bloody Crow? I really wish this section had a bit more interaction, that it was less scripted. I like the idea of like being reborn and having to learn everything bit by bit. That's a cool idea. You know, these are our first moments as this new big boss creation. You know, this Venom is living his first moments as this creature. And you start off just being able to move the camera, and you enter your details, and then you crawl, then you crouch, then you walk. And, you know, it's like this gradual build-up of getting all your functions back. That's a cool idea. I just wish it wasn't as scripted. You know, it'd be cool if there were like little secrets and optional things to do within the hospital, like little things to find, maybe bits of foreshadowing and other hints as to what's actually going on. But like, I can't move backwards. I can't crawl over there. All I can do is hold up, and then the game does what it wants to do. You get like a tiny bit of freedom in a couple of the sections near the end, but
Move it.
you know, I understand it's the idea that they're going from like, they're trying to do like going from crazy linearity to then the open world, having that contrast, but just being able to move around a little bit more really would have made the difference. I want to go up there. I want to go up that hallway.
Let's take the stairs.
Senior Armando with the Prime sub as well. Thank you. Moomba with the 10 as well. Cheers. I want to go up there. Remember when I saw the first Phantom Pain trailer? You know, before it was announced to be Metal Gear, when it was under the name Moby Dick Studios. Like, when you see the character with the mullet, you get a bit suspicious. You're thinking, oh, is this Metal Gear? Probably. Seems like it could be. But as soon as I saw the hexagons on the floor, I was like, yeah, that's Metal Gear. That confirmed it. Character, it kind of looked like Snake with the mullet. Yeah, it could be Metal Gear. Hexagons, yeah, definitely.
This isn't gonna work. We better take the elevator.
Cool music here. And just like MGS1, when we see Mantis for the first time, the end of a hallway in front of an elevator. So that was Mantis.
What the hell is that? Something's coming.
Hey, what's up, Mei-Ling? I do like how the XOF soldiers fired everything at him, rockets, tanks. Little do they know. If only they saw what we saw here. All you need is water, idiots.
Calm down. You can do this.
The way his arm flops around like a fish here. Nasty. Ishmael is the real big boss. If you're taking everything the story tells you at face value. That's what we learn at the end of the game, that Ishmael was the real big boss.
Hold up, let's fix this. Next time, do it yourself. It's always good to try and mend your injuries while hiding from the enemy. Over there.
But if it is the real big boss, where's the beard? You can see above his lips. Not a trace of hair. Is it a mask?
This way, hurry.
It was a mask when Kojima wore it. Remember when Kojima appeared on stage revealing the game for the first time and he was wearing the Ishmael mask? He was dressed as Ishmael. And he had the whole mouth and everything as a part of his mask, so maybe he's wearing a mask. Joaquin Mogren.
Help me, please.
Second Ishmael in the corridor, that's another guy. They try to bait you there. During that sequence, you can see that Ishmael is still there. You see him in the same shot as the other guy that looks just like him. I'll point it out later. It's easy to miss.
Let's move.
Second Ishmael, he means the guy that you see later on who gets gunned down, who looks just like him with the bandage on his head before you get pulled into the room with all the hospital beds.
Help me. I don't want to die.
Here! Over here!
Time to walk. Press the stance button to stand up.
And we learn how to crouch.
Don't get caught in those searchlights. Here they come. Hurry.
Uh-oh.
Don't you die on me. Ahab. Ahab. Ahab!
This is something that we could take note of, though. It says, mission failed. Later on in this opening, we will try and kill Ishmael and see if it says anything different on the game over screen. See if it says mission failed. Another thing which might remind you of MGS2.
Time to walk. Press the stance button to stand up. Don't get caught in those searchlights. Here they come. Hurry. Now!
Hey, that statue looks familiar. The boss. The boss's horse.
Move! Go! Shit! It's ugly down there. Turn back. This way.
Πάμε γρήγορα. Come on.
Σας παρακαλώ. Τι συμβαίνει? Δεν βλέπω τίποτα.
So the camera pulls away here.
Σκοτώσουνε.
Ναι, τον είδα πριν λίγο.
Doesn't show us
What's
where
happening out there?
Ishmael goes.
It's all right. We'll be
And then you
okay.
think that's him up at the end of the corridor with the bandage. It probably is even the same model.
What's going on out there?
Oh, πρόσεχε.
But once we go up to him,
What is that? What's happening out there? Does anybody know?
Hey!
You hear them coming?
but now when the camera turns, you can see the real Ishmael in the walkway there, in the doorway, just for a fraction of a second. And then he pulls you in. So they're kind of trying to trick you there.
Wait. Hide behind the curtains.
Anything? Negative. He came in here. Keep looking.
This way.
Move! Thank you.
This way. We're sitting ducks. Blend in with the bodies. Get down on your stomach and crawl.
Exact same animations.
If you move, we're done for. Play dead.
This is the worst part of this intro. Like, we really don't look like we're playing dead here. Look at everyone else. Look at us. This really feels like it should be a play dead tutorial. I'm just chilling here. And they're gonna get closer. They still haven't noticed. Still haven't noticed. Once they take control away from you, though, and the camera pans back, now it's a little bit better. Now it looks like they're actually trying once it's a cutscene. This isn't actually piss, though, right? You think it's piss at first, but then you see the fucking drugs or whatever. If it is piss, then it's really suspicious, because Big Boss wouldn't piss himself. Lots of falling through windows in this open.
Grenade!
He pisses himself in Volgan's torture, but he really has a reason to there, you know? He's being completely drained.
Hold on. We better stop and treat that injury.
Now our colors are all faded. This was supposed to tie into what happens in Kingdom of the Flies.
fire. Destroy it.
So, we kill Ishmael and we get a time paradox. You get some different music as well. If we die, it's mission failed, like Raiden in MGS2. The simulation has failed. The big boss simulation has failed. If he dies, it's an MGS3 situation. He's not allowed to die. He has to live. The timeline demands it.
Know how to shoot a gun? Hold down the aim button to aim. Then press the attack button to fire. Destroy it. Hold up. I'll take the right. You take the left.
He will actually kill both of them if you wait long enough here.
Support fire! Support fire!
No, I'm good. I'll leave it up to you.
Hurry up and get with the program.
Nah, I'm good.
Getting cover fire!
I had a thought once that it would have been cool if the XOF soldiers never spoke. I feel like that would have made them a lot more intimidating if you just never heard them speak. Like they're built up as such an intimidating force in Ground Zeroes. They're very mysterious, shrouded in mystery, along with Skullface. Not even the Marines know what they're up to. You know, they're really a force to be reckoned with, it seems like. Then you hear them in this game and they just sound like generic guards. Go forward! Fire the RPGs! We're being followed! You know. But yeah, I mean, I guess Kojima didn't want to make them like completely intimidating to begin with, right? Because they're kind of portrayed as foolish in this intro, or you know, the way they keep fucking up against the man on fire. They get torn to shreds by the man on fire. We see the strat of how sprinklers deal with him, and they never figure that out. And you know, they throw all their tanks and all their rockets and everything at him. So they become significantly less intimidating right out of the gate in the Phantom Pain.
I'll run interference.
Usually that works. Cool.
Get in!
The only time in the game we ever see Mantis's powers use Venom's mind, I think. It's the only time. He tries to later on, but he doesn't have any luck.
Get on! I'm on your side! Hurry! Hurry! Hang on! Use this! Watch our backs! Shoot it!
Talking to me or Volgin?
Careful, that gun's slow to reload.
We're both back from the dead.
Watch for an opening. Fill that bastard full of lead. You get him? We shook him off.
Yes, as a matter of fact, my mind has been completely replaced. Someone else's. So Mantis, he tries to use Venom as a host in the next scene. I think you see him with the horn on his head. I forgot to stop there. Chick. Your starting rank is always Chick for the first 3 missions. Yeah, here comes Mantis. Does he have the horn on his head? Got any revenge, bro? Any revenge going on here? No? What the fuck is this? I thought this guy was vengeful. Guess not.
Come on.
Yeah, he had the horn on his head there, but no revenge left, it seems. He gave all his revenge juice to the whale. And that's the last time we ever see Mantis try to use Venom as a host. He got it all out of his system at the start of the game.
The name's Ocelot. Big boss. You know who I am. A certain man gave me a job to do. 2, actually. First was to get you out of that hospital. The second was to rescue the man himself. You remember? Your partner 9 years ago, Kazuhira Miller. 9 years back, your private army came under attack by Cypher. You were considered dead. Until today, that is, when Cypher found you. And it's not just them. The whole world wants you dead. You'll have to join up with Miller. Build that private army of yours one more time. It's your only chance. First, we need to save Miller. He's in Afghanistan.
Afghanistan?
What, you can't keep up with world affairs in a coma? 4 years ago, the Soviets invaded Afghanistan. The Muslims are fighting back with Western support. Miller was training Mujahideen rebels when he was captured by the Soviets. The Reds' 40th Army. Troop strength somewhere around 100,000. Squad holding Miller set off near the Pakistan border yesterday. Now, in 3 days, they'll reach the Soviet garrison. He'll be interrogated for a few more days, and it's off to a lager. Or left to rot in a ditch on Afghan soil. I give him 2 weeks. The job didn't mean anything to Miller. He only took it on to keep you safe. Well, there's our ride. It's a whaling ship. Had a pretty good deal on her once the IWC started raising a stink. Now it's 7 days to Port Qasim, another 3 overland. So we won't have much time once we're there. Don't take too long getting used to your new self. Hang on. Ha!
Thank God the game begins. That tutorial sucked. Am I right? Let's do it. Fucking holding up on the left analog stick. Bullshit on rails. Shooting segment. Run down the hallway. Fucking non-interactive bullshit gameplay. Alright, let's actually play the game. Look at the Suez Canal. It's shaped like a V. I wonder why they decided against using the yellow hand. Seems like originally our starting hand was going to be yellow. Even though in like the earliest visuals we got for the game, promotional materials, it was red, I think. Kind of weird. Vehicles can now be customized. Thank God. That took way too long to unlock that. Had all these vehicles ready to customize.
The area ahead is under total Soviet control. Miller's been captive for 10 days. Not much time left.
Weather will clear shortly.
Storm's passing.
You'd think it should say starring Kiefer Sutherland and the actors' names. But instead, it says starring the characters. As if the characters are actors. I always thought that was weird. Guest starring the Skulls Parasite Unit. Who are they playing? I love those actors.
After 9 years on ice, solo infiltration of the Soviet main ground forces should be the perfect warm-up. Kazuhira Miller is being held in Dawandehar to the north. Check its location now. Take out your iDroid. You see Wandi on the map? That's where they're keeping Miller. Only problem is, we don't know his exact location.
I know his
Finding
exact
it
location.
is first priority.
Got your binoculars? Or should I say your int scope?
See the village? Straight ahead? Something there? I don't hear any aircraft. A little to the left. To the right. A little to the left. To the right. A little to the left.
Make up your mind,
right.
man. Where is it?
Have you spotted the village? Zoom in closer. Have you spotted the village? Zoom in closer. To the right.
Oh, I
Right.
see it.
That's
Okay.
the village. If you see something through the binoculars and you need more information, just give me a call. I'll tell you anything I can about it. That's Violo Village. The Violo Calais. The villagers fled the war and evacuated a while back. Since then, it's become a base for the Soviets' 40th Army. A few days ago, Miller was taken through there, en route towards Dawandehar. You may be able to pick up the trail there. It's worth a shot. Put a marker on it so you don't lose track of where it is.
Won't let me use the intel here.
Good. Now you won't have to worry about getting lost along the way. You can't have much left in him. I give him 3 days, tops. If we fail, and he dies, we lose our chance of revenge. But we need more intel. If you just go charging into Dawandehar, you'll be putting both your lives at risk. See what you can find out first. The Soviets have other outposts, not just the one you saw. Afghanistan is a big place. I expect you'll become quite familiar with those binoculars as you plan your next move. How and where you make it, well, that's up to you. From here on out, you're on your own. You're a legend in the eyes of those who live on the battlefield. That's why you have to handle this mission yourself. Put those 9 years behind you, and return as Big Boss. That's how Koss would want it. I'll be sending additional intel by radio. Stay sharp. Not one of Miller's bodyguards survived. And they were good. All we found on the scene were their corpses and knees. You'll be missing them. And you're his only hope of getting them back. Now go! Let the legend come back to life.
Yay! I'm Big Boss. I get to be Big Boss. Look at me go. Look at me go. Ocelot, where did you go?
Why don't you do a little more practice in those ruins? Shooting, taking cover, climbing obstacles. See to it that 9-year gap doesn't slow you down.
Yeah, if you go back to this area and treat it as an obstacle course, that's what they want you to do. Learn how to climb and jump and shoot bottles and find diamonds and get ammo. Does he say anything if you shoot the pots? I can't remember. They do play a unique track here as well for this mission. Okay, I'm not sure if I'm gonna go to the village first to get the intel. I think I'll just go straight to Miller. We'll take a stop at the first outpost up here. I wish there was more of this kind of music during main missions.
There's a Soviet guard post. They're bound to be guards. Take a look with your binoculars. Put the enemy in the center of your field of view.
And it fades out once we get close to an outpost. We did hit the goal for In the Darkness. Well, the final goal was for MGS5. And with that goal also comes the post-marathon reading of In the Darkness. So yeah, I'll be doing that. I'm not sure. It probably won't be as a part of the marathon. It'll be my next stream after the marathon, which I'll try and do very shortly after we finish the marathon. So like a day or two after.
Sound. Keep all your enemy senses in mind. When you're near an enemy, stay low and move slowly.
Let's interrogate this fool.
That's marking. Focus on a thread and it'll be marked automatically. You can mark enemies and vehicles by zooming in with your binoculars or camera. Once they're marked, you'll also see their positions on the map.
Oops.
Security at that
I hope he
guard
doesn't turn
post
around.
is relatively light. Looks like the perfect place for a warm-up. Try to remember the ways you used to deal with enemies. Anytime you need advice, just give me a call.
Okay, we're good.
A Soviet soldier. A lot of them came from Central Asia before, but lately they've been using more and more Russians. Simple, really. There's less hesitation to pull the trigger if they're not fighting their own race. Morbid cynicism, but it gets results. That's humanity for you.
Talk. I don't know English. Angliski.
Boss, you don't understand what he said? I guess that makes sense. It looks like that horn stuck in your head has impacted the language center of your brain. If only we had a recruit with the Russian interpreter skill, we could get by with simultaneous interpretation.
Nice explanation, Ocelot. Well, what if we try again? Looks like that horn.
Spit it out. Русский speak, please. Вы говорите по-русски?
Speak. Understanding a language and being able to interpret from that language for somebody else are two different things. Juggling languages at a rapid-fire pace is more difficult than you might think. So, in other words, while I do speak Russian, don't expect me to do your interpreting.
All right.
Don't leave bodies out in the open. Find some place to drop them out of sight.
I think if we clear out this whole outpost, we get the fat word. Yes. Okay. That is a necessity. Now we can go rescue Miller, now that we've cleared that up.
It's up to you whether to slip by enemies or take them down. Just remember that any situation can change fast. Familiarize yourself with your weapons and items while you can. You need to be able to switch between them quickly to meet any threat.
I'm setting that up for DRK. I think he made a Fatska emblem last time, didn't he? So maybe we'll do the same thing again.
Hiding on horseback allows you to stay out of sight even while on the move. It's effective for avoiding enemy guard posts and long-range reconnaissance patrols.
$2 million for this line. You're not getting any more. No more yes. Can't afford it. I'm only doing one take. 2 million, please.
You've reached one day. Miller is being held somewhere in that town. But we don't know exactly where he is. You can keep gathering intel or make an entry into the town now. Sight, sound, keep all your enemy senses in mind. When you're near an enemy, stay low and move slowly. If you stand up and run around, you'll make it easier for them to spot you.
Close.
Inside, watch the enemy doesn't decide to use it. Same goes for hiding downed enemies in it.
God.
No more use for me, huh?
Kaz, it's me. I'm here to get you out.
Snake.
They do something to your eyes?
No, it's just bright is all. Took you so long.
We'll talk, but not here.
You've secured the target. I'll send the chopper to get you out. Make your way to the RV. You can check the location on your iDroid.
Fuck you. We cool? Oh, I'm glad that landed. That was an awkward angle. Sorry, Miller.
You look well. Age hasn't slowed you down one bit. Not so heavy anymore, right?
When I first heard that line, I thought he was talking about me. I thought he was saying I lost some weight. You know, since we woke up in the hospital, had to regain our muscle mass. I thought he was calling old Snake fat.
Magic words, boss.
It's like, oh yeah, no, his missing limbs.
I've been waiting 9 years to hear him. Kept you waiting, huh? Come on. Say it for all time's sake.
And this is pretty obscure. This is pretty well hidden. They give you no prompt for this. I think even if you turn on I don't think there's any way to turn on the prompt for it in the options. But if you stop here and you manually press triangle, you get to say it. Because you are Big Boss. But you're a robot. You're not really Big Boss.
Kept you waiting, huh? It's really you, Snake.
It's really me. I have my catchphrase.
I knew this day would come.
I'm Big Boss.
This is Pequod. Arriving shortly at LZ.
We lost it all that day. Everything. But we've got to look ahead. There's something I want to show
Pequod.
you.
Have arrived at LZ. Will stand by. Ahab, do you read me? This is Pequod. There's a gas covering the LZ. We can't land. Pulling back.
Gas. It's them. Boss, watch out. It's the skulls. Don't let them find us.
Boss, whatever that mist is, it's all around you. We can't see through it. I'm changing the RV so it's outside the mist. Get over there. The chopper will be waiting.
I'll try and do this stealthily if I can. Free Dog, what do you mean by robot? As in, we're playing like an artificially recreated Big Boss who's had his identity removed and has been hypnotized to make himself believe he's Big Boss. Not an actual robot. That's not what I meant. But he sounds like a robot when he delivers that line, which actually works well. Whether Kiefer meant to say it like that or not, I don't know. But it kind of that line does fit, you know, for proving himself, trying to prove himself to be the real Big Boss. But he's not. Like, that's obviously what that piece of dialogue is supposed to be alluding towards. Nice, that worked. Get over here, D-Horse.
This is Pequod. Arriving shortly at LZ.
Boss, did you come all this way just to kill him? That is enough! Boss, have you lost your mind?
Yes.
Have arrived at
As a
LZ.
matter of fact,
Will
I
stand
have.
by.
Hey, where am I going? I think I'm on the right track. Yes, I am. Thank God.
The mist is cleared, and it looks like they're gone.
All right, put Miller in.
Gaining altitude.
Nice. Codename Chick. Rank S. Chick is the default rank for the first 3 missions. I think the description of the rank is title awarded to newly awakened soldiers. Kind of a neat little detail, like a newborn baby, newborn chick. Because we are kind of a newborn. Venom has never existed as this person up until now, really, or up until he wakes up out of the hospital.
We're headed for the Seychelles. That's where our new home is now. Hey. That was some operation we had, huh? 9 years ago. Carving out our own world. Making our own future. And they took it away. I'm gonna rebuild it. Make a new place. Together. That we can call home. Yeah, we were dogs, all right. Slinking around out of Cypher's sight. Digging up whatever kind of dirty money we could find. You name it. We did it. You see this? Diamond Dogs. Our new home. A phantom of our former selves. Triumph. Death. We weren't allowed either. Yeah. I remember it all.
Played us like a damn fiddle!
Help me, Snake. Chico.
It all ends soon, exactly as I've planned.
Give my regards to your boss when you get home.
Snake. Why are we still here? suffer. Every night, I can feel my leg, and my arm, even my fingers. The body I've lost, the comrades I've lost, won't stop hurting. It's like they're all still there. You feel it too, don't you? I'm the one who got caught up with Cypher. A group above nations, even the US. And I was the parasite below, feeding off Zero's power. They came after you in Cyprus. Then Afghanistan. Cypher just keeps growing. Swallowing everything in its path. Getting bigger and bigger. Who knows how big now? Boss. I'm gonna make him give back our past. Take back everything that we've lost. And I won't rest until we do.
Approaching Mother Base.
I'm not here, Kaz.
Our new Mother Base. I don't know how long it'll take, but I'll make it bigger. Better than before.
God. What should I do?
Boss?
Tell me. Tell me like you used to.
I think this was the moment that I knew the game wasn't going to be anything like people thought it was. When I heard those lines. Kaz, tell me what to do. Tell me like you used to. Because it really just shows how completely fucked in the head this character is. When have you ever seen an MGS protagonist at a complete loss like that? You know, like this existential damage. Tell me what to do. Tell me like you used to. Order me around. Give me something to do. Give me a job. You know, you go into it thinking, oh, this is going to be some vengeful big boss. You know, like a sort of like a classic downfall tale, a fall from grace. But once you see this scene, it's like, oh, this character is not going to be that kind of big boss. You know, I didn't expect to see it. I didn't expect to see him so mentally damaged. You know, where he's having like an identity crisis.
Things have changed, boss. We pull in money, recruits.
Yeah, I mean, it's comparable to Raiden, I guess.
Combat Cypher. Rubbing our noses in bloody battlefield dirt. All for revenge. The world calls for wet work, and we answer. No greater good. No just cause.
Cause.
Cypher sent us to hell. But we're going even deeper.
I know. I'm already a demon. Heaven's not my kind of place anyway.
Dogs of war for 9 whole years. That ends today. Now you're not sleeping, and we're not junkyard hounds. We're diamond dogs.
Let them talk.
We can crush Cypher, boss. And you can build the army that can do it.
Just one thing, Kaz.
This isn't about the past. We're fighting for the future.
No revenge left. See? He used it all up in the intro.
Boss, there's something I want to talk about. It concerns the running of Mother Base. Come meet with me. You came. This base belongs to you now. Make Diamond Dogs the force it deserves to be. Go for them, not me. This base belongs to you now. That's enough. This base... This base belongs to you.
Takayama.
Make Diamond Dogs the force.
There's
it
the train
deserves.
stations again.
Like any organization, we need good people, and we need to make good use of their talents. Miller asked me to lay that out for you. To start bringing people in, use this. It's a Fulton recovery device. When you're in the field, use it to give it a rest. When you're in... That won't work on me. I've had drug resistance. When you're in the field... When you're in the field, use it to extract any soldiers or prisoners you want back here. And we'll see if we can't persuade them to... When you're in the... 2 + 2 = 5. 2 + 2 = 5. Go for them, not me. That's enough. When you're in the field, use it to extract any soldiers or prisoners you want back here. And we'll see if we can't persuade them to join the ranks of Diamond Dogs. Go on. Test it out on the staff here. Anyone you want.
Okay.
First, get in the school. You have a tranquilizer gun, don't you? That's one way of doing it. Now extract it. Good. Extraction complete. You can only Fulton recover someone if they're not resistant. No dead bodies either. They don't make great recruits. The staff member you just extracted will be assigned to the team best suited to his abilities. See for yourself. Open your iDroid. Select staff management from the Mother Base menu. So that staff member was placed on the R&D team. The R&D team is in charge of developing all kinds of weapons and items that will support you on missions. Take a look at the development list. Select weapons items under the development heading. That's the R&D team's development list. See the item called cardboard box? Didn't seem much use to me, but Miller was adamant that you'd want it on the list. The last word in infiltration technology, or so he said. In any case, we don't have the manpower to develop it just yet. We need more staff on the team. Go extract a few more people. You can also Fulton extract individuals you've knocked out. Why don't you try knocking someone out with CQC next? Show them how it's done, boss.
Does this work at the start of the game? I think it should. Maybe not right now. Probably have to develop the box first.
Try throwing that. Best way to knock. Excellent, boss. Now extract it. Good. Extraction complete. One thing I should mention. A Fulton extraction won't always be successful. If the person is injured, the shock of it could kill them. And if the weather's unfavorable, well, they could end up going missing. You can determine the chance of success by approaching the person you want to extract. If you want to be sure you can get them out, best carry them to the chopper instead. All right, extract the next staff member. Start by knocking him out, or you can put him to sleep. This isn't the boss.
What kind of grunt sound is that?
Boss, now that we have more people on the R&D team, its level has gone up. They should be able to develop the cardboard box now. Open your iDroid.
Select weapons items under the development heading.
Now select cardboard box and start development. Just be aware that development requires funds. GMP. Watch we don't end up in the red.
Development has finished. You can have the support unit supply you with weapons and items you develop. Think of it as your own personal delivery service.
Sorry, I forgot to tell you. When you call in a supply drop, watch you don't drop it on your head. And there it is. Not sure what it's good for, but Miller said you know what to do. Try it out. One last thing. The staff members you extracted were all placed on the R&D team, but that was Miller's decision. If you think they belong somewhere else, you're free to move them around. Well, that about does it. You won't make any GMP or find recruits hanging around here. Board the chopper when you're ready for a mission.
Okay,
Open
see
your
you later.
iDroid and select a landing.
Never coming back here again, by the way. This place sucks. See ya. What's that? What are you saying there? Okay, bye. You should move house or something. Bye. Fuck you guys. You're all shit. I really wish they handled this more elegantly. You don't need to pause to tell me about all these requirements. Okay, let's go through some tapes before we get into the main missions.
Boss, I know you haven't been back long, but I've prepared a list of missions for you. Open your iDroid.
You were hospitalized in Dikelia, a British sovereign base area on Cyprus. It's part of British overseas territory that falls outside of Cypriot jurisdiction. You got moved from Cuba's Little America right into Cyprus's Little Britain. Why Dikelia? The UK and the US remain close allies. The last place Cypher would think to look for you is inside their own system. That's what kept you safe in British military hospital for 9 years. The safest place from a whale is inside its own belly. You were a regular Geppetto.
Well, it wasn't Pinocchio who led me out to safety. So who was that guy?
Cypher went so far as to attack British territory, burning their own ally. That's how badly they wanted you dead.
He said I was in a British military hospital. But the doctor had a Greek accent.
They hire locally. Easier to trust them. Dikelia is also home to Greek Cypriots, after all.
What about the Turks? They haven't returned to the south.
Not yet. The Cyprus dispute is still a long way from resolved. The country is just as split as it was in '74. Turkish Cypriots in the north, Greek Cypriots in the south. Between them, the Green Line, the UN established.
And Dikelia sits right on top of it.
It does. part of the buffer zone between the two groups. Another reason it was the perfect place to hide you. Easy to spot any outsiders snooping around.
So how do things stand?
Now, last year, the Turks declared that the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus is an independent state, though it's only Turkey that recognizes it. In the past, the Greeks and Turks lived side by side in the same villages. There are reasons to fight. Those came from the outside. Greece, Turkey, Britain, America, they all had their own stake in pitting the two sides against each other. But once you spark something like this, it's impossible to control. Both sides build up grudges like debt, without the foresight to see that each act of revenge just fans the flames. And then it's too late for other nations to rush in with peace talks. The embers keep on smoldering. Each nation's arrogance only breeds anarchy. The world is paralyzed by this hunger for revenge. Cyprus is no different. You're up.
We're changing ships?
We can't go sailing the Suez in a whaler.
The Suez Canal. When did they reopen it?
Not long after you were attacked. Once they finished sweeping it for mines after the Arab-Israeli conflict. Can you stand? We're going to transfer to a container ship for passage through the Suez. Our destination is Pakistan, Afghanistan's neighbor to the south. There, we disembark and head via Peshawar to the Zero Line, the border. We'll travel to the Khyber Pass by road.
And then?
We continue on horseback. Afghanistan's main roads are under Soviet control. We'll need to go around them. It'll be all narrow, winding paths through the mountains. We'll do better on horseback. It's a local guerrilla tactic. They use the higher ridges to avoid air recons. Then they charge down the mountains for ambushes. The Soviets still haven't devised a counter-strategy. Our time frame is only half as much as we really need. It'll be a tough march.
Better horses than boats.
Well, it'll make for good physiotherapy. Take the time to get used to that new arm.
While the Soviets have indicated they are not participating in the Los Angeles Olympics, primarily because the United States has made no attempt to guarantee the safety of the Soviet Union's athletes, the United States is increasingly demonstrating the belief that the issue has nothing to do with its preparations, and in fact this is retaliation for the Western nations' boycott of the previous Moscow Olympics. That concludes today's news.
That's quite some news.
The Soviet Union not attending the LA Olympics? Yeah. Andropov's death has changed some things. They're calling it revenge for the Western boycott of the Moscow Olympics.
Countries boycotted the Moscow Olympics?
Yes. In protest of the Soviet Union's invasion of Afghanistan. Over 50 countries were absent. It's too bad I didn't get to see Yamashita's judo. When the 40th Army crossed the Amu River 4 years ago, détente went right out the window. The U.S. Congress chose not to ratify SALT II. And Reagan's hardline politics won him the presidency in a landslide. According to him, the Soviet Union's an evil empire.
A second Cold War.
And there's been no end to regional conflicts and civil wars. Lebanon, the Falklands, Grenada, Iran, Iraq. The story never changes. Egypt and Israel did sign a peace treaty. But then the driving force on the Egyptian side, President Sadat, was assassinated afterward. Apparently, his actions were considered a betrayal of his fellow Arabs.
Islamic extremists?
Yes. Fundamentalist extremists have been responsible for some bold acts of terrorism in recent years. We've had extremist students in Iran take U.S. embassy workers hostage, and suicide bombings in Lebanon. Over 300 foreign soldiers stationed there have been killed. Countries have yet to develop an effective means of dealing with terrorism. Afraid of losing their own men, they've pulled their forces out, handing private forces a golden opportunity.
Private forces?
Small armies with no national affiliation, working for the highest bidder. That's right, they got the idea from you. After Mother Base went down, they began spreading to meet the soaring demand. Miller's organization is just one of many PFs now. The entire world is after you. But at the same time, it needs you too. Miller told me about what happened in the Caribbean 9 years ago. You do remember Miller. You'd formed a private army with him. An army with no allegiance to a nation.
I remember, but...
I see. You're not sure what's fact and what's a fantasy caused by the coma. It's still all a mess, huh? All I can do is tell you the facts as they were told to me. I've gone easy on you up until now, but this is where the hard stuff begins. 1974, the year before you entered your coma. You were in Colombia, operating with a small unit of men, basically mercenaries. Miller was among them. Miller was trying to find a way to turn his and your talents into a line of work. He was looking to start a business where you would fight on behalf of others around the world, those who needed military force. But the reality was, at that time, you didn't have enough gear to equip your own men. Then Miller came across this client. It was a huge job he was offering, but you had a shot at pulling it off. You accepted it and headed into Costa Rica. The client even threw in an offshore facility in the Caribbean. The Mother Base, that would be your new base of operations. Miller sure did have a head for business. As your mission went on, your unit grew and grew. More weapons, more money. Before you knew it, you were commanding 300 men. As the organization got bigger, your military powers swelled to match. It got so the international community couldn't afford to ignore you. You were just too damn successful for your own good. You, your men, had worn out your welcome. Everyone was out for you. East, West, First World, Third. It was only a matter of time before someone took you down. And that was XOF. Officially, they're an anti-terror unit under the CIA. In reality, they're Cypher's private strike force. They lured you to Cuba using Chico, the Nicaraguan revolutionary kid, and Paz, a mole who worked for Cypher as bait. While you were gone, XOF, posing as a nuclear inspection team, stormed Mother Base. At the same time, C4 they placed on the strut legs went off. The whole thing went down in minutes. XOF. Kisses and hugs followed by a big FU. All because of Miller's blind spot. A back door into Mother Base no one suspected. You remember a certain scientist. Huey was responsible for bringing the inspection team on board, giving the enemy a perfect opportunity to hit you at home. You were returning from Cuba when it happened. Mother Base came damn close to taking you with it into the Caribbean. Those of your men out on assignment returned right away. They refused to believe the wreckage in the water they found was Mother Base. But they checked the coordinates again and again, until reality finally settled in. You were supposed to die that day. That was XOF's primary objective. As far as most folks know, you did. The first doctor to see you wasn't even sure what he was looking at. Before they'd even finished operating, your men moved you to that hospital in Cyprus. It was a woman named Eva who arranged that. Rings a bell, huh? Most men in your condition would have been written off right from the start. But you survived. You went straight down to hell, and they pulled you out. Your eye wide open. Full of venom. The days of Naked Snake are long gone. Welcome back, Venom Snake. This world still needs you. Here, Snake, try this on. A prosthetic arm. Yeah, Miller was calling it the arm that wasn't there. The physiotherapy's going well. Your arm's bulked up enough for it to fit. There. Perfect. A little time with it, and it'll work better than the real thing. What do you think?
Huh. I can still feel my real arm.
Well, you better get used to this one quick. You have any pain?
Every now and then.
Where?
My fingertips. My left fingertips.
Sounds like phantom pain. Your brain still remembers your old hand.
Yeah.
What about your vision? Can you see okay?
Yeah, at the moment.
Now, the shrapnel in your skull is pressing on your optic nerve. I'm told any hard impact could have an effect on your visual cortex.
Yeah, the doctor mentioned that.
Your brain might process visual information incorrectly. In other words, you could have hallucinations. You might see things that aren't there, or not see things as they really are. You experience any of that?
I think so.
When?
Right after I wake up. Colors look faded.
Colors, huh? Well, that's not a major concern in and of itself, but it could mean the difference between life and death in the field. You'll need to watch out for that.
I will.
All right. You should continue your physio. We'll be arriving soon. It's the last chance you'll get.
Ocelot. I hear they started calling you Shalashaska in Afghanistan. What's that about?
You know the term Sharashka? It's slang for a suspicious, hastily thrown together organization. The word became associated with a type of forced labor facility in the Soviet Gulag system. OKB scientists and engineers who'd been convicted of crimes were sent to a Sharashka for forced R&D. The Sharashkas were supervised by Lavrenti Beria of the NKVD, the secret police, under the official name 4th Special Department.
Forced research? That's not very different from what we do here.
Diamond Dogs is different. Everyone here believes in you. Regardless of where they came from or why they're here, they revere you. And they're fighting because it was their choice.
And if it wasn't, they'd leave?
Who knows? That's our reality here, whether it's real or not. If there's another truth, I don't want to know it. All that matters is that's the concept that's taken shape in their heads. The traces of a group ideology, our superstructure, to put it in Marxist terms.
All right. Go on.
Right. So anyway, at some point the enemy started calling me Sharashka. This was after the war in Afghanistan broke out. While I was keeping an eye on you in that hospital, I was also heading up interrogations here. The men I broke gave up their comrades and families, everything they wanted to protect them most. No real cause for it. I just let myself get caught up in the old Russian pride. And suddenly I received the honor of becoming Special Interrogation Advisor to the forced labor camps. But the more men I interrogated, the more people saw me as just that, the interrogator. It helped cover my real objective of keeping you safe.
You went that far for me?
Far enough to keep you alive. I ended up being pretty well known among the Afghan guerrillas. Some of them would have seen me on the battlefield, and that's how I got the second half of the name. Shashka. It's a sword, a type of saber from the Caucasus. Russian dragoons and Cossacks carried them into battle. Now the Russian Empire had a general by the name of Fyodor Arturovich Keller. His bravery earned him the nickname Russia's Greatest Shashka. Someone must have known about that, because somewhere along the line, Shashka got stuck on the end of Sharashka. The guerrillas were using the name amongst themselves, and by the time I got to hearing about it, pronunciation had wound up as Shalashashka.
So, half Gulag, half Hero Sword. Is a perfect fit.
But you see how rumors and ideas about people can get out of hand fast. Once you create a character and put it out there in public mind, it warps and twists with every baseless rumor. And before you know it, all people see are phantoms. In my case, it works out just fine. I'm plenty used to working under aliases.
This tape is kind of interesting. It plays off what happened within the development of MGS1. When Kojima was writing the character of Ocelot and creating the name of Shalashashka, he misinterpreted the word Sharashka. So that kind of plays into that. I used to think that it was a mistake that Blaustein made in the English translation, but no, apparently it was a fault with the Japanese text initially as well, from what I understand. Anyway, maybe it was Blaustein's doing, but I don't think so. Yeah, kind of tying into the power of language, names representing the concept, like later on with Eli when he loses his shit, when they force the kids to abandon the name Nyoka Yam Pembe, and then he feels like he loses his identity because he loses the name. What's next?
So SALT 2 still hasn't gone into effect.
That treaty was drawn up to limit not just the size of the U.S. and Soviet Union's nuclear arsenals, but also their delivery systems. The whole deal. This Just when we thought all those years of negotiations had paid off, somebody decides to invade Afghanistan. The timing couldn't have been worse.
The president was in the middle of the SALT II talks back then.
You mean while you were busy trying to stop Peace Walker? I heard. President Ford was meeting with the General Secretary in Vladivostok. In his absence, the political brass in America detected what they didn't realize was false nuclear launch data from Peace Walker, and were on the verge of ordering a retaliatory nuclear strike.
Coleman's big idea? Humans are incapable of destroying themselves. Turns out he never knew what humans are capable of.
If that AI, I mean, the boss, hadn't found a way to stop the fake data transmission, they probably would have gone ahead with the launch.
Deterrence was revealed as the pipe dream it was.
All thanks to you. And her. The U.S.-Soviet talks looked set to fall through. What happened in Nicaragua no doubt helped trigger a change of heart. But in the end...
The time's to find the politics. When you've grabbed their tail, they turn and bite your hand.
I first met you 20 years ago now. The place was Selenouyarsk in the Soviet Union. We were enemies. I was with the GRU. You were still fighting for America. 1964. Operation Snake Eater. Its objective? The assassination of the legendary soldier known as the Boss. When you returned home successful, they awarded you the title Big Boss. Your CO, Zero, sought to carry on the boss's will by covertly establishing his own organization. You knew the original members from Operation Snake Eater. From America, there was David O, or as he was to you, Major Zero. Donald Anderson, aka Sigint, Dr. Clark, who went by paramedic during the operation, and the fourth, you. From China, there was Eva, and me, Ocelot, from the Soviet Union. 6 in total. To us, government notions of friend and foe were meaningless. As were East and West, we joined forces by our will alone. Our objective was to fulfill the boss's dying wish, to make the world one. And to do it, Zero used the Philosopher's Legacy, the secret war fund you obtained during Operation Snake Eater. This organization would go on to become Cypher. I, on the other hand, was left with the problem. You only recovered half of the legacy. I had to locate the other half myself. When I found the funds, I passed them on to Zero, just as you wanted.
I still trusted him in those days.
We thought what he was doing was the boss's will, until he started that one project.
Les enfants terribles, Zero called it.
You parted ways, as did Eva, leaving only Anderson and Clark still with him. I maintained limited contact, although truth be told, we were just keeping tabs on one another. The reason was always you. After you returned to the Army and created Foxhound, you left America. For a time, even I'd lost track of you. I'd imagine Zero did too. You always were the best when it came to hide and seek. Zero created Cypher, an information network to tap into every corner of the globe. Woven together, Cypher's arteries make the world just one big organism. And that's not all. It also monitors the thorn in Zero's side. That's you, tracking your coordinates wherever you might go. The further you strayed from your roots, the larger Zero became. It's as if he was trying to close the gap between you. But before long, he disappeared from public life. Only a few people had direct contact with him. For a time, I was one of them. Then a year after you fell into your coma, he slipped out of sight entirely. Since then, nothing. No photos, no recordings, not even a reliable rumor as to his whereabouts. I tried every method I could think of, but Zero was gone. Freed of his control, his creation, his power continued to grow. Cypher is a great beast, and Zero was its spine. But even without him, it's endured, evolved. But now its body is rotting, riddled with parasites. Parasites like the ones who attacked you 9 years ago in the Caribbean, and then at the hospital. Cypher's Black Ops Unit, XOF. They learned where you were and came to wipe the slate clean. Christmas Eve, 1979, the Soviet Union rolled into Afghanistan. Muslims had revolted against the Soviet-friendly regime established the year before. The DRA forces could no longer contain it themselves, so the Soviets went in to intervene. The Afghan government was powerless and fraught with infighting. They lost the hearts and minds of the people, and that alarmed the Soviet leadership. With the Islamic Revolution happening in Iran, the Soviets felt they had to act fast or risk the spread of Islamic revivalism. A superpower, sending a motorized rifle division against men on horseback with antique rifles. Everyone thought it'd be over in an instant, only it wasn't. Some Muslims made their fight a jihad, a holy war, and began a guerrilla campaign on all fronts. A war of attrition. These fighters call themselves Mujahideen. They're being supported by the West through Pakistan. That's why Miller was involved. He was training them near the Zero Line, sponsored by the CIA. The war has become a nightmare for the Soviet troops stationed here. They thought they'd be headed home in 6 months at the most. Then a year passed. 2 years. Now here we are 4 years on with no exit in sight. Afghanistan has become the Soviet Union's Vietnam. The Soviet troops on the ground want to go home, but at least they have homes to go back to. The Afghans have lost theirs. The Soviets destroy the kishlaks, villages, wherever they can. They burn down homes and fields, fill in wells, turn pastures into minefields. It's created a mass of refugees who fled to Pakistan. If the Mujahideen are fish swimming around the villages, the Soviets will go so far as to dry out their ocean. But this has had a big price. There's bitter resentment among the Afghans, and they're taking out their anger on the soldiers on the front lines. Among the Mujahideen are the Pashtun people. They're fiercely devoted to their code of Badal, or revenge. Soviets they've captured have had their hands, feet, and noses cut off before being left to die at the side of the road, just to show their comrades what they're capable of. Friendlies who come across them can do nothing but put them out of their misery. Then they burn down another village in retaliation. And the cycle of vengeance goes on. Snake, I wanted to ask you about the man on fire. What do you remember from the hospital? Anything we can use?
Well, he took off the moment the sprinklers started up.
Sprinklers? The fire system?
And when he got sprayed with water from the burst pipe, it slowed him down.
When we escaped on horseback, he wouldn't cross the river either.
And then it started to rain. And he disappeared.
Water against fire. Is it that simple? I mean, it makes sense. It's just hard to believe it would work on a guy like that.
All right, we got through our first batch of tapes. Let's do some main missions, shall we?
I've taken the job offers Diamond Dogs has received and made a list of those I want you to consider. Which ones you accept is your call. The objectives of the missions I've added are prisoner rescue, facility sabotage, and high-value target elimination. Probably all a walk in the park for you, but they should help you get back on your feet. I put the mission details on a cassette tape. Refer to it if you decide to accept the mission. We'll receive GMP for completing missions, and extracting soldiers and prisoners will boost our ranks. Building up Mother Base is the first step to achieving our goal. If that means wet work, so be it. We're gonna have to get our hands dirty. I hope you're rested up, because we're not stopping. Not until the pain is gone. The future of Diamond Dogs is in your hands. We're counting on you, boss.
Sure thing, DRK. I'll leave a hero's way for you.
Boss, information warfare is more than just intel gathering. It also means disrupting enemy communications. Your mission is to punch a hole in the comms network between the Soviet outposts. That'll cut off their means to call in reinforcements. Technically, we were given this mission by a Western-backed Arab organization supporting the guerrillas. but it'll also give us a leg up in the future. Take a look at the location of the Eastern Communications Post on your iDroid. Head there and destroy its comms equipment. He who controls information controls operations. Just look at Cypher. Good luck, boss.
DRK, do you ever go through the dialogue in missions, like the soldier conversations, the unique soldier conversations that are unique to specific missions? Let's do this one. Actually, hold on. Before we do that, yeah, no, we don't have any. We can't do side ops yet until we finish the first mission. Yeah, let's do C2W then. I'm getting tired. Grenades, trank. Yeah, we're good. We're cool. I don't need anything. That's something I've been meaning to do for a long time, is actually like really go through the soldier dialogues.
Boss, you need to disable the Soviets' reinforcement system by putting a hole in their base-to-base comms network. Head for the Eastern Communications Post and destroy its comms equipment. First, use the binoculars to locate the communications equipment at the facility.
Or, you know, I'll often show the dialogue, but I've never really tried to piece together the connections they draw between missions. And there is quite a bit of that, I think. Here's D-Dog.
That wild dog pup. He's a tough little guy. Boss, this is no time to be playing with animals. What are you gonna do, boss? Roger that. We'll pick him up.
Yeah, DRK, but sometimes there'll be interesting parallels between the mini stories and the overarching narrative and things like that. It's just that I never really put... I feel like I haven't put enough time into that aspect of the game. I feel like it might make certain parts of the story more enjoyable. You know, parts of it that you have to piece together. But I don't know. Like the first mission being A Hero's Way. When you see the title, you probably assume that it's, you know, referring to your journey, you know, the main character's journey, a hero's journey, which you might interpret as being ironic, considering the journey that we're starting on. But then when you do the optional conversation, and you listen in to the guards, it seems like it's referring to the commander who you're sent to eliminate. And the speech he gives to his men about, you know, refusing to kill innocents and all of that. He seems to be taking the moral high ground. So it seems to be referring to him. Or maybe to both, maybe to you and to him. Or like ironically referring to you if you're coming here to kill this guy who actually seems to have a bit of a moral code.
Say, boss, you've seen many animals in the field. Truth is, an environmental NGO has asked us to remove wild animals from combat zones. If you have the time, can you extract some back here? There's a reward in it for us. You made it. First, use the binoculars to locate the communications equipment at the facility.
Okay, this is going to be short and sweet. Let's get that chopper ready. It is possible to get the interpreter before a hero's way, yeah. I usually do this mission first, then I get the interpreter, then I do a hero's way.
Good work. You've completed your objective. Now get out of the hot zone.
That gets rid of the equipment. See you later.
This is B-Quad. Arriving shortly at LZ. This is B-Quad. On station at LZ. Gaining altitude.
All right, you're out of the hot zone. No enemy forces in pursuit. Mission complete.
Departing.
Mission complete, boss.
1 second, guys.
How you feeling, boss? Getting used to being in the field again? Having choppers and horse at your disposal is indispensable for operating in the wilds of Afghanistan. I've gone ahead and arranged for you to be able to develop and customize weaponry for support choppers. And you can also develop new equipment for D-Horse if you like. Use your iDroid to start development as needed. Remember the guys you brought back from the base in Cuba 9 years ago? Believe it or not, some of them survived that hell we went through. Word reached them that Big Boss is back and they wanted in. They're good men, our brothers in fate. They'll be glad to know you've seen them here. Prolonged time in the field is bad for the body and mind. I think it's time you took a break. Do it for me. Come back to Mother Base ASAP.
Is this gonna be the birthday scene? Oh no, it's gonna be D-Dog, I think.
I'm back! This is the dog you brought back. Bit of a troublemaker. Not sure about the breed, though. He'll get bigger? Uh-huh. Like this. You know, I can look after him. He's still a pup, so he doesn't listen. I have a feeling someday he'll be useful. I suspect you discovered a real diamond in the rough. With a little polish, I'd say we got a true diamond dog on our hands.
DD, right? Hostile at raising hounds. Fine.
Come on, Dee Dee.
Hold on, Pequod. Where the fuck do you think you're going?
Roger.
What do you think I have to do here, man?
On station at LC. Gaining altitude.
I thought I wasn't coming back here. They forced me to. Every now and then they force me.
By connecting your iDroid to the onboard computer, you turn the chopper into your own Aerial Command Center, or ACC. Some elements of staff assignment and R&D of weapons and items can only be performed from there. Take as long as you need to consider all your options.
Kaz, what about the unit that attacked us in the mist? You knew something about them.
That wasn't my first run-in with them. It happened right before I was captured by the Soviets. We were on the Zero line that day, the Afghan side, on our way back from training the Mujahideen at a mountain camp in Kunar province. There's a lot of that work in Afghanistan. Most PFs shy away from it because it draws too much attention. But for us, that was the whole point. The job itself went great. We just had to make it back to a tribal area in Pakistan. But all of a sudden, visibility got real bad. It was no sandstorm. Our point man gave this strange report. He said he could see skulls in the mist.
Skulls?
The next moment, he went silent. We scrambled into formation, right before his arms and legs came raining down on us. It was always supposed to be a dangerous mission, so I had Diamond Dog's very best with me. We were calling out to each other. But one by one, their voices just went dead. Whatever happened to me, I lost consciousness before I knew it. When I came to, I was in a Soviet camp, tied to an interrogation chair.
Could they be some new Spetsnaz unit?
No. The ones that interrogated me were just the average rank and file. Whatever group attacked us, the way they moved was just insane. And that mist, appearing out of nowhere. The Soviets don't have tech like that.
If they did, Ocelot would have heard about it.
I doubt the West does either. Otherwise, the folks at Langley would be sleeping a lot easier.
Why'd they come after you?
Wish I knew. I'm the only one who survived. Though I don't think they planned it that way. If I was their target, they wouldn't have just handed me over to the 40th Army. Whatever the case, we need to watch our step until we know who they really are. And boss, if you ever do run into them again, don't try to take them on. You just get the hell out of there. When I first started dealing with Zero, with Cypher, it was a somewhat parasitic relationship, though a mutually beneficial one. Cypher had no army of their own, so they wanted us. They wanted our strength. They approached me as a potential business partner.
But they had other motives.
Cypher coaxed us into Central America, into that US-Soviet proxy war, to fuel Mother Base's growth. Once we were big enough, they'd force us to join them. That was the plan.
That's why they had Paz, still Zeke.
Right. And if we refused, she would use Zeke to fire a nuke from Mother Base. The world would consider us a liability, and countries would unite to destroy us.
We stopped the launch.
And yet they still took us down, through that fake inspection they orchestrated to cover up their sabotage. That power Cypher wanted. We don't have it anymore. So why are they still after you? Is it just the fear of leaving you alive?
I don't know. Was Zero really... All I know is the man I knew wouldn't want this.
What do you mean?
We have to consider that it might not be Zero we're dealing with.
We know virtually nothing about Cypher anymore. How big they've gotten, what they want, or even who they really are. The new Mother Base started out as a test drilling rig operated by a mineral resources supplier, but their project fell through. The Seychelles government was happy to hand the place over to us. It was just scrap on stilts. So with a few dummy construction companies set up as fronts, we started renovating the half-finished rig. From the outside, it looked like the project was back on rails.
Kaz, you...
What?
I see what you're doing. Recreating the Mother Base we had 9 years ago. Only this time.
That's right. The Mother Base Cypher thought they destroyed will return from the grave to kill them. We'll prove to the world that we were the victors.
And if we lose again?
They can't fool us the same way twice. Now our enemies are in plain sight. And when our organization gets too big, we split it across companies. Any company that draws attention gets liquidated, and its capital is back-channeled into a new company. Most PFs are small-time operations anyway. And in this business, the minnows go bankrupt all the time. We've never aroused suspicion. Plus, we have Hewick.
Hewick?
Human Exploitation Company. It's a business specializing in intel gathering. Think of it as a civilian intelligence agency.
Kaz, that's...
Remember what they were trying to accomplish at the prison facility in Cuba? That gave me the idea. We dispatch moles into conflict zones around the world, and each sets up an intel network on site. Then they stay in place to give us stable points of contact when other nations intervene in the conflicts. Hewick's strength is that it has a cutout at each level. You get your job from one guy, then you hand it off to another. No one has direct access. It's a perfect black box. Hewick members also work their way into the superpowers intelligence agencies to make sure Diamond Dogs gets work. We have those countries by the balls. That's our deterrent when we need it.
Networking? In the intelligence community?
Sure, that's how we've grown this far. And when you go out on missions, intel from Hewick will be there to back you up. But despite all that, Cypher has its eyes on us. The only reason I'm not dead is that they needed to know where you were. Figured if you woke up, I'd go straight to you.
That's why you made that ruckus at the Zero line.
Yeah, to make their own surveillance work against them. I think it took some of the heat off Cyprus.
Kaz.
Then I just had to wait for you to save me. And I've gotten used to waiting.
Kaz.
That's not all. It was a good chance to scout the market. And with the West wanting the Soviets out of Afghanistan, their agencies are bursting at the seams with funding. Boss, let's start by building up our Afghan presence.
Why put Mother Base in the Seychelles?
We're at the center of the world here.
We're all the way out in the Indian Ocean.
Come on. Lebanon, Sri Lanka, East Timor, and Africa. From here, our reach extends to conflict zones the world over, including Afghanistan, of course.
So it's prime real estate for a mercenary.
Exactly. Latin America isn't as close as I'd like, but we have Amanda and her people to help in that department. And besides, the Seychelles government owes us a favor.
Owes us?
The Seychelles has strong ties to the east, which the West wanted to shake up. It came to a head 3 years ago, in an attempted coup. It was a force of South African mercenaries, with U.S. backing behind the scenes. They were only platoon size, but South Africa is home to some heavy PFs. Too much for the Seychelles to handle. In the end, they accepted help from the Tanzanian army and quelled the coup. We set up the deal and handled on-site tactical instruction. That led to some training work for the Seychelles military. And when we put down a mutiny within their forces, well, we made a lot of people happy. They don't pay us. They just let us have a piece of their offshore territory on the promise we'll come running if something else happens.
So we're bodyguards, too.
It's a good setup. We can only take Mother Base so far here. We'll have to find somewhere else when this place starts getting big.
Aren't you being a little hasty?
Nothing hasty about it. You're back with us now.
So, Kaz, the ship that took us from Cyprus, it used to be a whaler.
Yeah, a Japanese vessel. How was the voyage?
It was... stimulating.
Well, she was part of a whaling fleet up until a few years ago. Her displacement isn't anything to write home about, but she can really move. She still had plenty of life left in her, but then the work dried up. Global opposition to whaling has been mounting for years.
Is that right?
The push to ban it has been gaining traction for a little over a decade. Individual species came under protection as the years went on. And then 2 years ago, the IWC adopted a moratorium on commercial whaling. Several countries, including Japan, fought it to the bitter end. But eventually, most whaling companies had no choice but to throw in the towel. You ever tried whale snake?
Can't say that I have.
When I was a kid in Japan, practically everybody ate it.
That good, huh?
The country was poor in those days, and whale was cheap. International opinions changed since then. In any case, that's why we were able to get a bargain price on the ship. Of course, we did end up spending 5 times the purchase price in modifications. We had to really work to fit in all the ESM and communications gear while keeping the whaler look intact. Right now, she's going around conducting SIGINT missions. In the future, we plan to use her as a communications relay base between you and Mother Base, and also as a chopper resupply vessel. Diamond Dogs. The word diamond originally comes from the Greek adamas. It means indomitable, unyielding. Other words for the stones often mean eternal bond, fortitude, or purity. The same is true of the Star of Bethlehem flowers you laid on the boss's grave. They represent innocence, as well as chastity, yielding to no man while maintaining one's virtue. In other words, staying loyal to something.
Okay, let's do the next mission, shall we? After I do this bullshit, I'm going to be handing over soon anyway, but let's disconnect just so we don't have to deal with any more of those pop-ups. Let's grab this interpreter, I guess.
The side ops list is comprised of problems we need you to resolve, objectives to be completed, and information gained from the soldiers and prisoners you've extracted. These aren't missions per se, but if you can take care of them when you're free, I'd appreciate it.
Damn, so you guys really like this game, huh?
Be careful down there, boss.
This is where I start to question, hey, do I actually like this game when I just see, like, the bombardment of cynicism in the chat? The hate for this game is pretty intense.
Soldier somewhere in the region. He's a language specialist. His role is to translate information related to the West into Russian. If we can get him to join us, we'll have the upper hand in information warfare. Find this language specialist and extract him.
Эй, ты же говоришь по-английски? Это непросто. Наверное, работает в переводческом отделении аналитики западной разведки. Я часто вижу, у тебя свет допоздна.
Да, я всегда читаю газеты и журналы с той стороны. Я даже думаю по-английски.
Правда? Научи меня каким-нибудь клевым выражением. На случай, если я вдруг встречу американца.
Хорошо, повторяй за мной. I spent last night with your girlfriend.
With your girlfriend.
Ха, это было неплохо.
Правда? И что это значит?
Я друг твоего приятеля.
Ого, это действительно полезно. Любые мелочи могут помочь в этой холодной войне, да?
Точно. Эти слова могут спасти твою жизнь.
Ха-ха, может быть. В следующий раз ты должен научить меня еще чему-нибудь.
Конечно, увидимся.
That Soviet soldier in the Green Beret is speaking English. Must be a language specialist. With him on our side, we'd be capable of Russian interpretation support. Try and extract him. Subject on board. Leave the rest to us. That's the target.
Yeah, I've heard people say some of the accents are weird. They feel incorrect. But I wouldn't know. And then we can just pause and go straight back to the ACC. How many of you guys on your first playthrough called a chopper after every side-up? Well, now you know. You could have just paused the game and saved all that time. Saved hours of time. Let me see. Let's do over the fence.
If we're going to expand Mother Base, we need more manpower. And not just for combat roles either. R&D, the support unit, intel, each demands a different set of skills. If we want to achieve what we've set out to do, Diamond Dogs has got to get stronger. There's a Soviet engineer I want to have join us. He was the one who built your prosthesis. With him on our side, who knows what sort of enhancements he'll come up with for it. He tried to defect but didn't make it, and now he's being held prisoner at Waksin Barracks. Find this engineer and get him out. Having him on our R&D team will go a long way to helping Diamond Dogs grow.
Okay, let's see if I can remember how to do this. It's been so long. I'm gonna go in at night.
Boss, the Soviet engineer is being held prisoner at the Waksin Barracks. You need to find him and get him out. He tried to defect from the base camp up north, but it didn't work out. Now they're holding him at Waksin. He's offered his technical skills to us as long as we can guarantee his safety. You have to extract the target.
Boss, your target just happens to be the man who developed your prosthetic hand. He's the only one capable of maintaining it. If we bring him in, I'm sure he'll be able to modify
Missions are generally easier at night. Much easier to stay hidden. You can use night vision goggles to see where everything is. To highlight everything. Night is definitely easy mode for the most part.
That's the Waksin barracks. The target is somewhere inside that outpost. The Soviets consider him a traitor now, so he'll be treated like any other prisoner. That crag would make a good foothold. You can use crag climbing to make your way up.
I do play a lot during the day as well, just to mix it up, just to make it a bit more interesting. Choosing ASAP every time is probably the best way to keep it, like, random and interesting. If you just, you know, if you're not looking for the easiest possible way of doing it.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
I hear someone.
Boss, you've entered a building. Always keep an escape route in mind when you head indoors. If you get surrounded, you'll have nowhere to run. There's the target. No major injuries. Doubt he'll have the strength to walk, though. Go ahead and extract him. That's the target. Looks like we found him.
Этот протез. Я его сделал. Это мой шедевр. Обычные протезы — это скучно.
Great. If there's nothing in the way overhead, you should be able to Fulton him.
По бионике. Я создаю биомеханические гибриды. Можно сказать, что это не протез.
Roger.
А бионическая рука. За свою жизнь я создал тысячи таких конечностей. Они использовались спросом даже в Кремле. И вот благодарность. Сделай гигантские руки для новой боевой платформы. Инженер-бионик. А они посадили меня сделать золотые игрушки. Я этого не вынес. Поэтому сбежал. Я погиб. Теперь вот меня ждет лагерь. Я готов тебя слушать.
Это КП, понял. This is Team Quad. Arriving shortly at LZ. Всем боевым группам, это КП. Все активные силы. This is Team Quad. Have arrived at LZ. We'll stand by.
Pequod? There we go.
extraction confirmed. Your objective's complete. Exfiltrate out of the hot zone by chopper or on land.
Departing.
Nice work. Amazing. Mission complete. That right there is why you're the best, boss. The one and only.
Thank you, Kaz. Yeah, I think I'm going to be handing it over to DRK.
The engineer we rescued has
After
been
this,
extremely cooperative.
I'm tired.
The guys on the R&D team are glad to have him aboard. Thing is, his specialty isn't mechanics, but something called bionics, engineering based on biology. He's already submitted a proposal for modifying your prosthetic arm. If you're interested, go ahead and give the development order. Our army is growing like crazy thanks to you, boss. In fact, it's getting downright crowded around here. To bring a greater number of people on board, we'll need to expand our facilities. To that end, I've created a base development unit. It has two roles, material refinement and platform construction. I'll start with the material refinement part. The base development unit procures material resources on a regular basis according to its level. The materials are stored in containers and placed on the deck of Mother Base. Once they're finished being processed, they can finally be put to use. By using these materials to build new platforms, we'll be able to add a greater number of staff to our ranks. We don't need any specific instructions from you to refine the materials, but I want you to be the one to decide how we construct platforms. Once we have sufficient GMP and the required material resources, you can issue construction orders from your iDroid. Boss, we have an emergency. Get back to Mother Base right now. I mean it. Hurry.
This is the birthday message, I think.
Happy birthday, may your skies stay blue. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, boss.
Yeah, you do hear Huey in the background there. Happy birthday! Huey's ghost.
Happy birthday, Snake.
Happy birthday, boss.
Get back here, Pequod.
We've received a back channel request from Langley. We're find a piece of new American military hardware that's gone missing in the mountains.
It was all in his mind anyway.
It's a difficult mission.
There is no Kate.
You're back in top form by now. Check your iDroid for the details.
Gaining altitude.
Yeah, we don't get the quiet birthday scene. I would have had to put the date on the 30th, but we might finish the game before the 30th. We probably will. So we just had to do an early birthday scene this time. Depending on how the timing works, we'll have to, sometimes we might have to do the birthday scene early. All right, I'm going to hand over to DRK. Just give me a few minutes while I transfer over the save. Let me just check my dashboard one more time as well. Make sure I'm up to date with thanking people. And I'll be back later to do some amazing Chapter 2 stuff, I'm sure. I can't wait. Can't wait to go and rescue those kids. Jesus Christ. Here we go. Giant the Kid. Thank you for the 3 months. Blad with the tier 3, man. The tier 3 and the 64 months. Thank you so much, man. Cypher with the 10. J Cash Money. With the $10. J Cash, are you still there? That was like fucking 2 hours ago. I missed that donation. Thank you for the 10. I hope you're still there. I'm so glad you're doing MGS5. I've tried to watch as much as I can of the marathon. You're pretty good. Thank you, J-Cash. I'll be back later for some more MGS5. Probably Chapter 2 stuff. Maybe even the end of Chapter 1. I don't know. It'll depend. But yeah, man, I'm tired. I need to go and get a rest. Yeah, I'm going to play some tunes while you guys wait, while I sort out this save. And yeah, DRK will be back with more Phantom Pain. Cheers, guys. Thanks for being here. Hope you've enjoyed the marathon so far. It's almost over. It was a fun one. But it's not over yet. Bear with me. I'll be right back to sign off right after I upload the save. Just give me a few minutes. Fuck! I had my fucking microphone muted. I didn't think I muted it. Sorry, guys. Yeah, the stream is going to go down. DRK has the save. We're ready to go. I was talking there for like the last 2 minutes. Yeah, the stream is going to go down for like 20 seconds. DRK will be back up. He'll be doing some Phantom Pain for the next 11 hours or so. And I'll be back later on for some more Phantom Pain. Guys, thanks for being here. Hope you've all enjoyed the marathon so far. Any new people as well, if you're new to what we're doing here, hope you're having a good time. And yeah, guys, thanks for everything. I'll be back later. Peace. Don't go anywhere. DRK will be back up.